Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sideshow America. And you guys are probably thinking, oh, they're back.
What happened to those guys? I love those guys. That was my favorite show, and they're gone.
Yeah, 14 people that are listening to us. They're like, oh, man.
I think it was 17. Come on now.
It was 17. There's a few people that don't count.
Hey, that's like 17 more people than I know. So we're doing good.
You guys hear that? It's a whole new show. We have a new host. As a matter of fact, the new host we have is the one host I wanted to use originally because... You know, she's no offense, she's a little bit smarter than you. Well, you know why? You know, I can't say it. Never mind.
Go ahead. Tell us why there.
She doesn't have kids.
Well, can't argue that logic. That is 100% correct.
I don't have my own kids.
Yeah, have your own.
Well, that's the key. You don't want your own kids.
That's what the modern woman is for. They just get with the loser and try to work it out with them. And it's the same story over and over again. Go to the club, have fun. They gain a bunch of weight. Fat girls drinking, and they fart at night after they're done doing their one night stand with this guy. And then they want it to work out because, you know, they got pregnant. Well, how are you going to make it work out with this guy you don't know? And plus, you were drunk when you did it. You don't even know what kind of person he is to begin with. You don't even know if it was good, but you know you got to make it work. And then you have these little shits that are worthless, this demon offspring from this loser. Because the mom's a loser, and then that person's a loser. And then they need some hero man to come in and just pick it up and be like, oh, you're just my everything.
I'll take care of you.
Sorry, was that? Did I describe your life just now?
No, maybe, kind of. But you don't need to get to know the guy if you just stay drunk. You just stay drunk.
I just want to remind you, this is not a liberal show. I think you're on the wrong show.
But it works. You're drunk. He's drunk. He doesn't know your name. You don't know his name.
Welcome to the new America.
It's like people make it work. I'm not saying you should.
They don't make it work. Where are you seeing this work? Have you seen kids?
Why do you think?
Why do you think
they want to kill them all?
At school?
Yeah, right. You got a good point too.
So, welcome back to Sideshow America. Let's get off subject here. I don't know what the subject was. We have Mr. I want to smoke a doobie, Mrs. I go to Burning Man, and then I get more and more conservative every day. I didn't used to be. I don't know what happened. I used to take pictures of girls' ass and do rock shows, and now I'm just getting sick of it. I can't stomach it anymore. I'm sick of the whole... I go up to the forest, and I'm going to be honest, I'm finding God. I don't know.
It's pretty bad when you'd rather find God over women's asses. Just saying.
Oh yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, some might argue that God is women's asses.
It is. It is.
Just saying. Just putting that out there. It's the trial balloon.
Trial balloon. How far are we gonna go? But we gotta distract you from. That's a distraction from the distraction. It's going to distract you from the distraction. We'll get into that in a minute because we're hearing all these weird theories about the balloons. I would like to title this "We Know What Is Up and What Is Wrong with the Balloons," but you know, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. It's funny. And I think we're getting to a point in this country where we're confused. We don't even know what to look at, believe what the distraction is, because when they're talking about the balloons for distraction from these chemical spills and train wrecks, I'm like, are you sure that's not a distraction from the balloons?
Well, you know,
or is it just a distraction from that children were mutilating and the abortion laws that we're trying to pass? Anyways, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the confusion is out there. People don't know if they're a male or a female, so what are they gonna know about a balloon? You know.
So before we get into the show, I got a story to share with you guys, and then we'll get into some theories and some news. Okay, thank you, for the few people that listen to us. We're hoping to make this show grow, but we have taken a break for a while because we had life to take care of. There's wife, kids, money, and DoorDash. I've recently taken extra income doing DoorDash.
How is it?
It's interesting.
Is it everything Bowser said it would be?
It's everything Bowser said it would be and more. But I want to tell you the thing that I've noticed that's hilarious is everywhere I'm going, it's nothing but kids working. There's no adults working. They're all Hispanic kids everywhere. The reason why I bring that up, and a lot of people say you're racial, I'm watching stuff. Okay, I'm talking about the economy real quick. I'm watching stuff, and I'm not seeing older managers.
Sorry, that's my stomach.
I'm not seeing responsible people. All the people that are running Walmart right now, because you have to work with them, and for those of you like, well, yeah, duh, but I run my own business, so I don't see the real world. I just
Live in a fantasy
I'm able to
land.
hide,
Just
but
hide and look at butts.
I've noticed, this is something to think about, but I've noticed it's all kids. It's even the managers are kids, and there's some of them like they're not even over like 16 or 17 everywhere I'm going. I'm not saying that's everywhere, but I'm just saying because of what we've been seeing the last few years, the problems, nobody working, people living off of the unemployment, which I have no idea how that's going. I was keeping track of that like faithfully, but it seems like this is still going on.
Well, we could be taking a page out of China's book. Child labor is still legal over there. So maybe we're trying to just go off of that. I mean, look at Nike. I always bring up Nike. There's something about a shoe that's made by a bunch of kids that you're not paying. It's a really comfy shoe. You ever wore Nikes? Any of you guys?
I haven't. No, I'm not privileged enough to own Nikes.
I wasn't either. My daughter bought them for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're good shoes because the kids made them for nothing. Just saying. I don't know. Maybe that's why, or maybe just the parents are tired of it. Maybe the older people aren't putting up with the crap anymore, so they have to hire kids if they want the business to go.
I mean, I'm a huge proponent of child labor. I think we should end all child labor laws.
You say end child labor?
End them.
Yeah.
Bring them to an end. Allow children, if they have the drive and they want to work, allow them to work. I'm not saying throw them in coal mines. God, no.
Yeah.
But
Why not?
there's
They're going to
no,
end up there when they're 18.
I mean, fair. But but there's no reason why a child shouldn't be able to plant plants or water lawns
Or make fries.
make
that
French fries.
sounds like Hispanic jobs.
There's yeah, I mean, sure. Any jobs. I think that if the children have the drive and they want to work, I know I was, 11 or so when I was like, Mom, can I work? I need a job. She's like, you can't, but sure.
Well, I mean, I'm not against it. I guess what I'm noticing is the change in our country where, you have a variety of people working and it's nothing but kids. That's what's kind of got me like, hey, what's going on here?
So like a lack of quality control.
Yeah.
So does this restore your faith in humanity? Do you think that the next generation is
They haven't
more ambitious than
No, they haven't.
the older people?
They haven't built up. They haven't built up what they need to build up to be able to claim unemployment and claim some of those benefits. That's what I've noticed. That's why I'm saying I think it's all kids, because when you are an adult and you work at certain places and you can build up unemployment. Because some places when you get fired, right? You just if you work there just for a month or so, you're screwed, right? But if you've been in a company
Yeah, I
for 4
think
or 5
it's-
years and all of a sudden you can't work, then it depends on if there's a stupid reason why you're fired, or there's these COVID laws like, well, I still can't work because
Well, and I think it's like 6 months. You have to work somewhere for 6 months,
Yeah.
2 consecutive quarters before they give you the money.
And here, at least in this state, they've changed it. And I haven't kept up with it, so I'm hoping you guys can let me know. But they used to have it where you could not claim unemployment unless you were trying to find a job or showing you're trying to work.
Oh, no, that's-
now from what I understand, up to a year ago, I don't know about this last year, but up to a year ago, you could just be like, I just COVID.
Well, I know Obama, back when Obama had his reign, they had that, you could go for a year, I think. After your year's worth of unemployment, you could file for an extension. 2 extensions, so you could get up to 2.5 years of unemployment. But to have that, every week you'd have to fax in a page that showed 10 places that you would go. And so,
Yes.
yeah, nowadays, you still have to do that, but I don't think you have to fill out that. You just have to say you did it. Because when I did it, I admit, I'd call McDonald's and ask to talk to the manager, and they'd say, hey, this is the manager, Eric. I'd be like, all right, have a good day. Click, and I'd hang up, and I'd write that I talked to Eric, the manager, and they just weren't hiring. So there are workarounds for the lazy people that want money for nothing.
I mean, everybody wants money for nothing.
I know.
And
I kind of miss it.
our money is worth practically nothing. So, more power to them, I guess. I don't know. It's not like our dollar is really worth more than confetti.
Yeah. Right, we just print more and more. So
Sorry, guys. I
might as well double that up there.
Need a drink there. So that
This
leads
is
me.
brought to you by
This leads me
Bubbly.
to the next thing where I'm hoping people will argue about this. Okay, so I'm doing these odd jobs to, make extra money.
Survive.
Because we're not like a big show yet. Because 17 listeners.
How odd.
yeah.
Well, I'm not resorted to that yet
To what?
Why are you wearing those knee pads?
because my knees hurt.
You got
getting
some
old.
real pretty teeth.
Got a bird.
I've
chipped.
I've got a connection.
You got a connection.
I'll hook you up.
For what? Just so you guys know, she's Hispanic. So I think, well, she thinks she is. Anyways. So
I was waiting for the action.
The last 2 months, it has gotten severely slower with deliveries and shopping. And even when you go in the stores and shop, I've noticed that still, and no one's talking about this. That's that's one reason why we have this show, is to keep talking and let's solve this problem. Let's notice this. But the shelves have been severely empty. They're empty through December, and they're empty at the beginning of January. And my thought is, because see, when you go and shop once in a while, you say, okay, whatever. But when you're in there 4 or 5 times a day, every day, you notice these aren't getting stocked. There's nothing to sell. So it's in the back of my mind, how is this company or this store in this area going to stay open if they don't have things to sell?
Yeah, if you don't have product, you can't make
So
money.
exactly. So there's less deliveries. They're even sending some people home because the deliveries are so slow. The people shopping are so slow. So I talked to this guy on Tuesday when I was doing some deliveries, and I'm like, hey man, is it just me? Am I not getting enough work, or are you guys slowing down? And he said, oh no, it has slowed down drastically. And he made a statement that they have been sending people home because there's not enough people to pack orders or be there, to be able to supply. And they were hoping the first couple weeks of February it would pick up. They're like, well, it didn't pick up in the first 2 weeks of January. So last 2 weeks were really slow, and then in February the first 2 weeks were even slower. And this is for Walmart. They were slower than it was at the beginning of the year.
They were just talking this morning about shutting down some stores. Walmart was. Some unproductive stores, they call them.
Well, unproductive, but if you don't have product, if you don't have cat food, if there's no butter or creamer, if half the bread is gone, like where are you making this money at, other than maybe the toys and the electronics?
Yeah, electronics shot up.
But because there's
and
one
then
night,
beauty products. Don't forget the makeup.
well,
Still makes a killing.
that was fine, but there's even some clothing areas that were like empty. So, and again, this is something like nobody's talking about, because this is what makes the world go around. This is,
Isn't that kind of the plan, though, to kind of shut down the economy and make us more reliant on the Big Brother?
Well, that's
It was like,
exactly what it is. That's like the whole point of this, because you can sit here and talk conspiracies, but it's like, okay, fine, let's keep talking conspiracies. Let's deny it, and that's where we're at in this country. We're denying everything. Like we're having people with this. We got to be careful saying the V word, not vagina, not venereal, but
not vagina?
the V word. We're having people taking the V. All right.
Vertigo?
Vagina?
Yeah, people taking the vagina, and
Power of the V. I've heard of that.
they're getting clogged arteries. That's like calamari. We have all these things happening in the country that need to be addressed. We have terrorism in the country going on. We have empty shelves, and no one is wanting to talk about it. I mean, they do at first, right? It hits the news, or people are like, my God, the shelf. Oh, the communists are going to take us over. Give them a few weeks and they're comfortable. They get laid.
They just give
What
them
I just said,
toilet
they
paper.
get, well, hey, a few weeks ago, there was a few Walmarts that didn't have toilet paper either.
I know. We had to buy
So-
ours from the gas station.
I
Really?
didn't know
Yeah.
vagina was so dangerous.
Hey, vagina.
It's really dangerous.
that
You heard it here
Rules the
first,
world.
kids. Stay clear of vagina.
yeah. Stay away from that V.
I was hoping we'd be more professional on this episode, but
Professional.
Oh,
see,
This is
you let the girl in here, and these feminists don't use words like that, and she's the worst one in the room.
I never claimed to be a feminist.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was talking about him. Well, you just assumed it.
yeah. I am the feminist here. That's
So this leads me
women's
to
rights.
my next conspiracy here. before we get censored, that I wanted to talk up. So I have this video. Again, no one's talking about it. None of the big names are talking about it. And like I said, I think they're setting us up. They're setting us up with the vax because I think they want a week They want a weak nation that's not going to be able to fight back. They're making the military weak. They lowered our standards. They're pushing this transgender agenda to make the country weak. Because anyone that wants to argue that, how come Russia's not allowing it? How come China's not allowing it? How come North Korea's not allowing it?
They don't want to be weak. I mean, if your guys don't know their guys, how can they fight like guys?
But even health-wise, you're going to have a lot of weak people that even if they want to put up a fight, how long are they going to last?
Oh, we already have don't we lead the world in obesity in America?
We do.
Yeah. We got a lot of overweight people that are confused.
So that leads me to this spy balloon that my theory is the one reason why I think it was flying over. And it went so far as it did. And I know maybe a lot of people are taking too much time on figuring this out, but it is happening, and we can't just poo-poo off every single thing we're watching. Everything we're watching. We don't want to see anything about Antifa, can't see anything about Black Lives Matter, can't see anything about the trans. So what can we talk about that we're uncomfortable with? So we have this balloon, and I really think one reason why they sent the balloon, because they don't need a balloon to spy on us. They have everything they need of us. Everything. I think they wanted to gauge. I think they're watching everything. We're not doing anything about transgender. We're not doing anything about the supply chain. Well, I mean, I guess they're trying, but really at the end of the day, more chickens are killed. This last year, there's lots of cattle that were killed, and everyone's just sitting quietly, not dealing with anything, because as long as they have their cell phone and they can be entertained, as long as they can watch the pornography and get laid, everybody's happy.
Well,
we don't want to be bothered with it. So I think part of that balloon was them flexing. Here's another thing. Let's see how they react to it. Let's see how long it'll take them. Let's see how.
Right. Yeah, they're just kind of testing to see what's up. To see how much money we spend. Shooting it down.
Because
that was an expensive missile. Just saying. they shot 2, and they missed. How do you?
$200,000 a piece.
I thought it was only 2. Yeah, still that's a lot. We paid for that. It's our missile. We just shot at a balloon. Why wouldn't they just shoot one bullet at it instead? Sorry.
No.
But yeah, it's.
That's why we have these discussions, because we miss stuff like this. Like why did it? When you
get a kid with a slingshot out there to take it down, I mean, do we really have to shoot a Hellfire missile at it?
Well, and see, I think Biden is in China's back pocket, or China's in his back pocket, however you want to put it. Or it's mutual. They're switching back and forth, who's on top, who's on bottom. And I know everyone says that the 2 or 3 other balloons were distractions. And again, I think it's a test to see what are we going to do about this, because then we have a president that's not addressing it.
Yeah.
And
it took them days to shoot it down, too.
We're seeing they're testing and seeing how are the American people going to react. Because we're not doing anything about the Second Amendment either. There's a lot of stuff we're not doing anything about. That's what this show's about. Are you just sitting here listening to this and be like, oh, these are good thoughts? Or are you like, I want to start a podcast too and get 14 listeners.
My son's friend told me that on the way here. He's like, oh, I wanted to do that. It's like, yeah, get your own friends, bud. Find your own friends. These ones are our fans.
Yes. Yeah. So anyways, in this country we have, a distraction for a distraction against a distraction. And I think now they're just flexing on us and playing with us, because now we're almost in a point where we don't know which way to look.
The old America would have kicked their ass. They do some crap like that. Just saying. I don't know. The first time I heard about the balloon, the first thing they said, oh, yeah, well, there was 3 balloons under Trump. It's like, okay. Who like, what is that? I don't know. How is that relevant? It's kind of like when one of my kids is in trouble and they're like, oh, yeah, well, my sister did this, to shift the blame. You know what I'm talking about?
That's the next part I'm going to get to. Okay. Not what you said about Trump, but like the way we're talking to each other. Because the thing is, okay, that happened under Trump. As the American people, shouldn't we start being pissed off at all the leaders? Why are we just, because Trump didn't do anything about it? Well, screw it, I don't care what Trump did. We're talking about right now. It's time that the leaders start to make things happen.
Yeah, well, personal accountability. I think we've said that on other shows. People lack personal accountability nowadays from the bottom up. Nobody wants to admit when they're wrong.
I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
Never.
Because you're a woman.
No, it just goes with that goes with the V.
It's gonna be honest.
You got the V.
I did not get the V.
Oh.
She never got the B. She gets the D.
No.
No, seriously, that's how you keep from getting COVID, getting D, vitamin D. Like, you guys I'm trying to be clean here.
That was
So here's a
Supposed
video.
to be clean.
very PG.
Here's a video I actually want to share with you guys. When I originally, because we go on rants, and the video, the point I want to make on this video when you watch it, just, and I'll post this along with our video. It's the way this guy is talking to the press, and this shows you. Okay, we don't need a spy balloon. This shows you that through TikTok, through us giving permission on our phones and our apps to view our pictures, the shit we're posting, the way we're arguing online, they're watching our behaviors. They are studying us like crazy. Because the way this guy talks and the words he uses, he knows how to talk to the American public. And what I mean by that is, it sounds like the way when a girl cheats on a guy, or let's say a guy cheats on a girl. It was just one of those things. It didn't mean anything. I got her pregnant, but it was just one of those things. I don't know what to say, honey. Or one of those things where somebody pushes you into the wall, and for some reason, it's your fault. How many arguments have you been in with, obviously, an ex, and that's why they're an ex, where it's like, what the hell? They'll do something to you, catch them, but it's your fault.
Oh, manipulators.
You'll be cheated on, but it's your fault. It's always your fault, okay?
You made me do
and
it.
this video, this is the way this guy's talking. He's talking like it's your problem. Like it was just our balloon was in your space. Why you're overreacting? I can overreact if I want to, but that's the way they're acting with everything. That's what they did with BLM. We were horrified at these women being pulled out of cars, beaten. We're horrified over the black kids being shot at these protests. You can't feel that way. You're racist. Even though you're horrified over a black kid, you can't. You're not racist. You're transphobic. Okay, that's.
Are you allowed to feel bad for him if you're not black? Or is that racist?
I don't know. That's a good question. Feel bad for who, the trans or
The black people getting shot. Would that be because I have white privilege that I feel bad for them?
You're getting deep. I don't know. No one's smoking anything, and that's getting deep.
No.
But if you can-
am stone sober.
You guys,
Well, God.
so pull up this video here, and it's in subtitles, so get real close, people.
Oh, champagne.
I wish I could read.
无人飞艇误入美国领空，完全是一起由不可抗力导致的意外偶发事件。中方已多次向美方说明情况，然而美方滥用武力、过度反应、升级事态，违反国际法精神和国际惯例。现在又炒作渲染，变本加厉，以此为借口非法制裁中方企业和机构。中方对此强烈不满，坚决反对。中方将采取必要措施，坚决维护中国企业和机构的合法权益。至于你提到的其他的几只所谓不明飞行物的情况，我并不了解。但是呢，我们要在这里想要告诉大家的是，美方频频发射先进导弹来击落不明的飞行物，这是用力过猛的过度反应。美方气球非法进入别国领空也司空见惯。仅去年以来，美方高空气球未经中国相关部门批准，10余次非法飞越中国领空。美方首先要做的，应当是反躬自省，改弦更张，而不是污蔑抹黑、煽动对抗。中美双方保持着必要沟通。
So I mean, I don't know what you guys see, but I see narcissism. I see where, you're the problem on why this thing got shut down. You overreacted.
Yeah, and you do
I
this,
got her.
you do this
I
to
got
us all
her
the
pregnant. Honey, you're overreacting. You're overreacting.
time. It kind of pissed me off.
But that's what I'm saying. We're too calm about this stuff in our culture. We're too calm. We want to see fat people dance and trans on TikTok. This is the problem.
Yeah, no, and I was just talking earlier. I was thinking, like this guy already, think about it. He's like the emperor of China, for life. The guy can do whatever he wants. He can have parades for himself every other week. He can sleep with any woman in his country he wants. He could kill any man in the country that he wants. He's loaded. He could buy anything. He owns that place. Why would you want to risk that by starting crap with us? You know, I mean, think about it. Your life's going perfect. Why would you want to risk it? You already own that part. Everyone there already listens to you. You know, they can't take over the whole
way
world.
we think. That's the way we think. I don't think any of these leaders think this way, because you could say the same thing about our own government. Why do you need more?
Yeah,
Why?
I'd propose that to all the governments out there. I mean, don't you just accept what you have? Right? I mean, quit trying to tell other people what to do.
Amen.
You know, like, we need Chinese people, we need American people. You know, we can't have Chinese American people, can we?
I don't think he's entirely wrong. It's not like the United States government is innocent in anything. You know, they are the aggressors in the Middle East. They propagandize the people into the war in Iraq. We're bombing Somalia. There's a genocide in Yemen that's happening that people just don't know about. They don't talk about it. We're currently fighting a proxy war with Russia through Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like the United States is innocent.
Yeah,
it's not like we're slow to pull
No,
the trigger.
We're swaying
you know?
even South America, we're helping sway their presidential elections. It's not even our
But
place.
see, here's the thing on that. We are Americans. That is our airspace. This is gonna sound mean. I don't want to say I don't care what's going on in other parts of the world, because I do. But that same elite government is also doing the same thing to us. It's trying to do it. See, the reason it's being held back is because we got guns. So they're going to try to convince us to get more abortions. They're going to try to convince us of suicide. They're going to get us on medications and make us suicidal. And I'm talking about transgenders right now.
Hell,
You know, I mean, that's where I have to be like, again, what you're saying, why are we letting so many people have so much say over what we're doing? Even with the Second Amendment, even when you start studying what's going on, because I'm getting ready to start teaching CCW, and I'm taking CCW classes, and so I have to really keep up on guns, which that's probably going to be part of the show. We're sitting here like, oh no, I passed the law, ATF, on somebody we didn't vote in, on gun stocks, that's going to make how many people felons right now?
Yeah,
and this is
mostly vets.
This is the same government on everything you just discussed. Again, what you just said about Xi Jinping, why does he need all this power? Well, we have the same thing with our government. Why do they need all this? They're taking over everything. Who the hell elected ATF? Who the hell voted for the ATF? Who voted for all this IRS stuff? Who voted for these wars you just talked about? Like, seriously, like us people, that's what the point of the show is. Why are they getting away with all this? Like, who's allowing this stuff?
I guess we are, by not revolting. I'm not saying have a revolution, people. Wink. I don't know.
You're going to get your door broke down.
Yeah. Well, they're probably already on their list. You know?
Probably. You look guilty all the time.
Well, I am a recovering Catholic, and they are going after religious people, too, so.
That's another show we got to discuss.
Yeah.
The deep church.
There's that.
The
There's
Catholics are battling some dark stuff, too.
They're changing the food pyramid. I don't know if you saw that. There's a special on that. They changed the food pyramid. Like, all the healthy stuff now they don't want, like Cocoa Puffs, is at the bottom of the food pyramid.
Yeah, Lucky Charms are healthier than steak.
Yep, and
Did
eggs.
you know that?
Yeah, and a chicken breast. You know,
Are
chicken
you being a
breast.
smart ass
No,
right now?
she's
No, this
being
is
100.
real.
This is real. This is it's on the news.
100%.
I'm telling you, because they want us weak.
Yeah. Oh no, it's part of the
They
plan, and
want us weak.
it's working. I know a lot of weak
they
people.
don't want strong, smart people, and they don't want firearms.
Yeah. Well, we have our Second
I was
Amendment.
told that Lucky Charms are the breakfast of champions, and Americans are champions.
Lucky Charms is what short people eat.
Top of the morning to you. Well, it'll be fucked. It's the Lucky Charm people.
Lucky
Yeah.
Charm people, that's insulting. They're
It's-
called Irish. That's racist. And I only say it because Irish people are generally poor. So you have a problem with poor people?
Yeah. Well, the Irish dilemma. You know,
You're
the
transphobe.
potato. Do I eat it now or let
What
it
did you just
ferment
call
and
it?
drink it later? We all know the Irish dilemma. Come on now. I'm not the first to say.
I think you got that wrong. That right there, that's the Russian dilemma.
But it's the Irish and the Russians. They're very similar. They like to drink and fight. They're just not very good at it.
the Russians or The Irish.
You pick. Either one. Irish people love to fight. So do the Russians. They like fighting too. They just not very good.
Who doesn't like to fight?
I know. That's why I'm here. That's why I got married. So I could
I was gonna
fight
say,
every
that's
day
why-
of my life. I had children, so I could fight even when I don't want to. So, but honestly, this Xi Jinping, you can't take control of it all. You can't control all of anything. Think of even business. You know, Walmart. Walmart doesn't control everything because you got Fred Meyer and the other places, and you know there was Kmart for a while. You remember Super Kmart?
I remember Super
Yeah, me
Kmart.
too. I like that. place.
Walmart beat their prices.
No, the owner of Super Kmart like just spent the profits poorly and didn't reinvest into the company, so he had to shut down stores.
How poorly?
Very-
What did he spend it on?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was like cars and underage girls and other things.
Epstein.
Epstein, yes.
That's not even like fun.
Bless you.
What's not fun?
He could have spent it on like, I don't know, balloons.
Yeah, yep. Balloons, right? A 200-foot balloon. We could fly over China. That's a great idea.
Around the world in 80 days.
Jules Verne.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in that movie.
Yeah, and so was that guy in Young Frankenstein. I think he was in the original. But that's neither here nor there, folks.
Useless facts.
Moving on. I'm full of useless facts. Full of them.
Wow. I got derailed here. I'm talking about China spying on us, and,
Get back
and we
on the
got
Chinese
back on
V.
Yemen and Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, Yemen and Cocoa Puffs go hand in hand, right?
Yeah. See, that's why we're not doing anything with genocide. We love our Cocoa Puffs and TikTok in the morning.
Compliance.
I still haven't been on TikTok. I have no idea what it's about.
So,
I steered
dancing.
clear of it because
So,
I think that dancing is evil.
oh, it's not dancing. I would enjoy the dancing.
That's mostly just young girls trying to show off their body.
And that's evil too.
It's not even that. It's transgender. It's people make, and it's funny to get families that do stuff and they think they're funny, and you look at them and you're like, you have a nice house, you have that nice car, and the best thing you can do with it is get it on TikTok and make an ass of yourself.
I heard that the people who get, and again, I've never been on it, so I don't know how it works, but the people who get featured on like the front of TikTok or the primary videos or whatever it is, the featured videos, they're making thousands and thousands of dollars
They
per
are.
video.
Because they're being paid to be idiots to mislead the people, and so other people, I want to be a TikToker, so they make fools of themselves. So again, you got
Yeah, they-
people distracted and people
Influencers.
getting weaker.
They call them influencers.
Because-
I think it was a missed opportunity for these people to be called instigators instead of influencers.
Yeah, instigate. That's
I
nice.
just think it's so much better.
That's clever.
Well, we have. I don't know if I want to say in the show what it is that I run, but I run a sideshow, a rock sideshow, and we try to get on. Everyone try talking to me. You need to get on TikTok to get your stuff out there. You need to get on TikTok. I hate it. So I got on there reluctantly in my style because I was trying to make fun of the trends, and
They don't like that.
we actually started getting millions of views, believe it or not, and we started getting thousands of followers, and we kept getting canceled. We kept getting canceled and kept getting canceled. And so we'd go through some stuff, go what they want you to do, and get back on there again to try to build it up, and then get suspended. Get back on there, get suspended. I finally was like, because me and my bad attitude, because I'm going to be honest, to be who I am and do what I do, those two don't mix together. They just
What,
don't.
do you think that maybe they had checked into your other shows like this one, and maybe that was part of the reason they shut you down?
No, I think
They were one of the 14 people.
yeah, they're one of
Shout
the
out
14
TikTok.
people.
Shout out.
They were Chinese. No, I think what it is I think they're conditioning you to be a certain way. I think they're conditioning like if you post this well, because I throw knives
I throw hatchets.
at models, and
right.
we actually kept getting those videos banned. But yet they had videos of people taking dogs and letting hyenas tear them apart. There was lots of violent content on there. And see, I got suspended for being violent. And then some of the girls were dancing provocative, and they didn't really have that much hanging out. And then we would be banned for sexual content, but yet
Yeah, have you
guys are
seen
probably-
TikTok? Like,
And I think what it is, I think it's narcissistic conditioning thing. Because if you've ever been raised in an abusive home, the way the abusers are, where one day we're good, we're okay with you, the next day there's something wrong with you, and you almost can't help it, you don't know how to win. I think they're doing that with people. I think they're hurting you to be a moron and a piece of shit. Because if you look at TikTok in China, they're only allowed so many hours per day on TikTok, and it's only educational stuff. You are banned, and you will get in trouble if you do that stupid stuff. They don't allow that in China, but yet over here we allow it. Again, transgenderism isn't allowed over there. I don't know if transgenderism is a word, but I'm going to use it. They keep the homosexual thing low. They keep eating like crap low. They keep their people in order. But over here, we're just...
we'd like to celebrate mental illness in America.
Exactly.
That's our thing. That's really it. I mean, what else do you call it? Right? Couldn't you call this mental illness?
Well, I worked in that field for a while, and you don't dare mess with mentally ill people. The whole world has to tiptoe around them.
Right.
There's a certain part of that I get, and there's a certain part of it, I'm sorry, if you can't function right, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Johnny can't come to the birthday party. He picks on the other kids.
No, he whips it out for the
Yeah.
other kids.
Wait, Johnny can come to. No, keep Johnny away from the birthday party.
Yes.
That's not frosting on the cake.
Yes. Don't drink that. Uh-oh.
Johnny,
That's a story for another day.
Damn it, Johnny.
somebody grab Johnny.
You guys have no idea how close you are to a story I have when I used to work with
Will you
mentally
please
ill.
tell this story?
I feel like this story should come out.
I think that the story should come out. Are you really worried about being canceled?
Well, no, it's just I don't want legally to have anything come back on me. So I'm going
I'm
to try.
gonna change the names.
I'm going to try to talk around it
Change them to Chinese names.
because I worked with somebody that was autistic.
Change the gender.
Change
Yeah.
it. I worked with the. Okay.
Hey, you're
all
working with
here
them
we
right
go.
now.
I'm going to
Just
change
let
the
me-
gender.
Working with them
We're
right
going to
now.
love this.
Change the
We're going to
gender.
love this. So I'm changing the gender. I worked with this girl that had autism, and I used to have to go and help her go in her room and clean it. That was part of my job, and her room reeked, and it reeked bad, and it just smelled so horrible.
story
Yes, you have heard the story.
I've heard this
And
story.
the mom didn't know what was going on in there. Sorry, we're changing gender. The dad didn't know what was going on in there with his daughter. Okay. So one day when I was helping him clean, I'm like, let's clean out the bottom of your underneath your bed, and we found her, and found the source of her
They,
smell
them.
in her room.
There.
Yeah, you found
There.
them.
Yeah, in them room, in they room,
In their room.
and so this girl, everyone's gonna be, what the hell are you talking about? Had hundreds of cups of semen, because this girl would stay up super late, and trying to masturbate in these cups, and sometimes this girl would be so sore, and she would say she's trying to get all the evil out. So the point I'm trying to make on this, okay, because this is kind of funny how I changed the gender around and it's like ad libs. It's right, just
Insert adjective
yeah.
here.
So, but the catering to that and having a team trying to figure stuff out on something that wasn't going to change. I'm not in any way saying hurt this person or cast this person out of society, but they have far too much attention on them, too much understanding, too much tiptoeing around. Because of this behavior, I actually heard stories where the dad was upset that the daughter was not getting invited to birthday parties. And I had to talk to the dad and say, the reason why, not Johnny, but Jenny is not being invited to birthday parties is because there's this behavior. Because Jenny would talk about having sex with a mattress, and okay, I'm just going to be blunt, but Jenny was just mad because Jenny was thinking about they mother's legs, and if the mom would just like comply at some point in its life and let little Jenny or Johnny, whoever you want to refer to it, have a relation with the legs. So if you're going around talking like that and being like that, why do you think this adult man is not going to kids' parties?
That
Jenny
makes
can
sense.
come to my birthday party.
Can fill my cup anytime. But no, I see what you're saying.
I'll start having birthday parties again for Jenny.
No, well,
Wow.
and that's kind of how the world's going. Instead
That's
of
exactly where it's going.
instead of helping the majority of the people, and doing things for the majority. And what the majority is, we're going on these little fringe groups on the outside and caring about their thing and putting them mainstream. I'm not saying that you can't become a woman if you want to become a woman or a man, but it shouldn't be priority. Like, it shouldn't be in the news all the time. When the hell did it get so big and important? Like, who cares? Really? I mean, if you want to do that, just go do it. Why does it matter? Why do you have to, broadcast it to everybody? Oh, I'm becoming a woman. Like,
Weakness.
who gives a shit? Just do it. I mean, I always said Iran, as messed up as Iran is, with their Ayatollah, if you want to change genders there, they pay for it. They pay for it, so you do it and get it over with. They don't want you.
Commitment.
No, yeah.
Those are people of strong
Right,
commitment.
they're committed. Yeah, if you want to become a man or a woman and chop your thing off, well, here we go. We'll do it right now.
Chop your thing off. What thing?
Oh, yeah. The opposite of the V, the P, the D.
They're
You
both
called it-
P's.
yeah. Yeah, I guess they are, aren't they? Power of the P.
And if you have you just say pee. Everyone has a pee. See, that's gender neutral. Pee. There you go. We found it.
PP?
That's how we're all gonna get along. Pee and wee. Yeah, there you go, guys. Right there. See, when we talk about stuff, you find solutions to problems.
This is how we work shit out.
Yeah.
God, I'm really regretting being sober right now.
See, everyone has a pee. Can you deny it?
PP
I mean,
or
I'm
wee wee?
flat in front, like Barbie.
You
Me
should
too, but
be.
that's only because it's cold.
Give me
because
10
you're
minutes.
married.
It's cold in here,
No,
okay?
it's because you're married.
Yeah, it's actually in a jar on the shelf in the house. Hasn't worked for years. Nothing there. Like a eunuch watching over the emperor's harem.
So maybe we could take. Maybe we can learn something from Johnny here.
Jenny.
Jenny. Self-love.
Yeah, right. Everyone should love themselves just a bit more, or empty the cup. That could be another one.
Is your cup half empty or half full? Or like, there's
it
always
gives a new
that.
meaning to that,
Well,
right?
it's actually half full. That's why we have like hundreds of these cups.
Or I would propose that you give the parents Tupperware. Yeah?
We can keep it fresh.
You can keep it fresh. Doesn't smell. It lasts. You could freeze it.
Jesus
You can just fill it up.
Right. Oh, Jenny, Johnny. That's good. That's rich.
What we're saying is fill your cup.
No. Nobody else can fill your cup for you.
You have
This
to
is a
fill it
for your-
yourself.
For your cup of love.
Cup of love. You heard a cup of noodles. This is cup of love.
Oh,
Noodle topping.
I see myself as one day I would like to be like Jordan Peterson or like some of these guys that are really wise. And I'm like, the way I talk to the people I hang out with, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, you're only as smart as the weakest link. And you're not surrounding yourself with Jordan Peterson types. We're more Ben Shapiro's.
I read his book. I wasn't impressed.
Jordan?
Yeah. Yeah, the whatever 12 steps to life or whatever it is.
Well, you don't like cleaning your room?
No.
Making the bed.
I mean, I think he makes a good point.
I did switch to Tupperware.
Oh my God.
No more Dixie cups under there.
No, I think I went into it with too high of expectations because so many people talk about it as if it. Okay, so many young men have read it and
Like life-altering
say
and-
that it changed their lives and it changed the way that they viewed the world. And it might just be because I am not a man. I'm just going to come out of the closet right now.
Maybe these
Come
people
out.
that are saying that, though, are coming from a different place.
Well, growing up as a man, because we talk about what women grow up in their world. Growing up in a man's world, which let me remind you, we're growing up not just in a man's world, but in a world where they're trying to destroy men and women. So we gotta destroy women and then work on destroying men. We have a bunch of weak men right now that probably need that book.
Yep.
They probably do. So you don't have that problem. See, you're probably like reading it like, oh yeah, duh.
I've always been a strong man.
Yeah, you've always
You're still a strong man
Still a strong man.
with a V.
No V's.
It's a pee-pee.
Pee-wee. Wee wee. Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Hey, Pee-wee. Like, even more neutral. Pee-wee.
Pee-wee.
I'm trying to talk about Jordan Peterson. I'm talking about Pee-wees instead.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing,
Isn't that like
Yeah.
roughly.
Jordan Pee-pee. Jordan Peterson. Same
No,
letters.
I'm happy that his book has been able to influence the people that it has, and that it's reached such a broad audience. But I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand people.
I haven't
hate
read the
people,
book.
but I
got bored.
I like listening to him talk, but the book, I don't know if it'd have the same, unless he's reading it to me.
well, if,
He is.
Yeah?
You can get the audiobook on
but see, the thing is too, if you
Audible.
listen to him all the time, you're probably gonna read that book and be like, well, you may not
already
be
know this
as
stuff.
enthused because
Well,
you know.
I think what I wanted was more of what makes Jordan Peterson versus like what is your unique experience? What things did you do in life? And a
Oh,
lot of it is just
no.
like a broad brush. This is how to be. And I'm very much a person who's like, don't tell
So
me
you
how to
want
live.
audio-
You
don't
like
tell
more
me how to-
background story.
Yeah, don't
from
tell
it.
me
wanna-
how to live my life. Don't tell me what to do. Which I know it's kind of
But there's a lot of people that don't know what the hell to do. There's a lot of messes out there.
right.
That-
And going into it, reading a book that is the 12 steps of life, I should expect to be told what those 12 steps are. But I wanted more. This is how I learned this, and this is how I came to realize. You know. I
These
can't
lessons.
Think, I can't think of any specific lessons, but I wanted to hear
Like, what led you to believing that? Why do you think like that? Was it
Exactly. Instead of just like I'm a psychologist of
a Canadian.
X amount of years, and
Have you
this
ever worked
is-
around psychologists though?
This is my book.
Psychologists are generally idiots. And
Dr. Jill.
So I mean, I guess with me and him is actually it is good to see psychologists actually knows what they're talking about, because what I worked in with the mentally challenged and the mentally ill, I'd say this is my own number. About 90% of them don't know what the hell is going on. It's weird. I mean, and it's kind of scary. It's terrifying to realize these are people that's supposed to be helping the mentally ill, and you're putting your mental care in these people that are just like easily manipulated. They're just kind of textbook, don't really know what's going on. When they have their own problems, it's far worse than like what you're going through. It's kind of scary. It really is.
Well, we were just talking before the show about that, how most of the world has no clue what the hell they're doing.
Except for the Chinese,
You just kind of fake it
because
until
they're watching us.
So you may have-
fake it till you make it.
the Chinese know what to do to us, but not to their own people.
I am so surprised that so many people lie on their resumes. I know that shouldn't be surprising.
Why? Because they use the wrong pronouns or something?
I mean,
Hey,
I was expecting a V and I got a D. I don't even know.
and you wouldn't even get your mouth close to it.
We're
Microphone
talking about
joke
the
there,
microphone.
folks.
The microphone, not
joke.
the PP.
Yeah.
Well, folks.
Touching this.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he's going to say something next.
Oh, well, folks, that is it for the restart of the new Sideshow America. Future episodes will be bringing talks, news,
Ignorance.
Yes.
commentary.
Oh,
Lots
got
of
loads
ignorance.
of ignorance.
Plenty
Yes.
of it.
See, we had Loja on the show because we were hoping to.
Don't use my real name.
It's not your real name, Lewis.
Jenny,
Yeah,
Jenny.
Jenny. Speaking of which,
give me that cup.
for news, you know. So, anyways, this is why we only have 14 viewers. People, we got to get our shit together, man.
You just gotta keep it going.
I think we just need to embrace the chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I love about you?
You're winning.
Tell me.
You're winning. Smile.
I'm listening. I
You're-
always wanted to know.
Well, you're at this age where you're becoming a woman, and yet you still have that young, naive. This is the way life is. I love
it-
hearing.
Is it the sparkle in the eye? I see the
just-
sparkle.
Because right, you know what I'm saying? Like in your like mid to late 20s, you kind of you see things different, and then when you hit 40, you're like, this was all been a bunch of shit. I'm just kidding. What, are you there?
I very much enjoy my four walls. Don't expose myself to much or
You don't
or
ex-
many.
Do with that what you will, folks.
Or don't.
Or leave it alone. That's fine too.
Well, again, that's it for Sideshow America. Look for future shows about guns, God.
Guns, God,
Girls?
girls, yeah.
Oh, man,
Butts.
I don't know.
There's
I'm
some
kind of
butts in
over
there.
that. I'm over that.
Well, I'm not.
I'm over. I'm. I don't know, man. Anyways, you got one more thing to say? Look at you. Look, no, come on, get it
I
out.
always
Get it
have
out.
something
You
else
either
to
want
say.
something to say or you got to fart. One of the two.
No, I always have something to say. I think that maybe it's time you shift sides. You play the other team.
Like identify for someone else or just switch sides?
I think you should date a man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, I had my brother, his friend said to him once,
Speaking of which,
his Hispanic, he said, "Hey, you gay, bro?" He said, "No." He's like, "Will you ever sleep with a guy?" And he said, "No." He's like, "Well, how do you know you're not gay then?"
Fair.
He said, "How do you know you don't like it?" Of course, my brother was pissed off, but I got a good laugh out of it. That's a good way to. Yeah.
yeah, well, that's maybe that's something to consider.
I always had my suspicions.
Oh, really? Did I give off that vibe?
You did.
Is it the hair?
It's the flexibility.
Flexibility. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Sideshow America, and you 4 listeners. The reason why we have 4 listeners, well, 14, 17 subscribers, but only 4 people listened. So,
Right.
anyways,
And it's not me because I'm in the show right now. So
yeah. So
Yeah,
please,
I'd never
please
wanna hear this
like,
again.
please like, share, subscribe, because again, like this show is kind of goofy and zany, but we do hit stuff where we do get shadow banned. So,
we're just getting back on track.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Anyways, thanks again. Tune in again to Sideshow America.